All right, let me go. Hold Happy Wednesday, Agenda Right. It's nearly a full house today. That means maybe it's going to be a positive show. Oh God, we got Rebel in the corner. Maybe he's going to bring the tone down a bit. But guys, it's good to have you back, Rebel. How you been, man?
Yeah, work has decided to kick me Keister, but sure, it is what it is. You know that we have to bring in the Benjamins, but look, it's another week, and Six Nations Rugby's back tomorrow, and I want to bring up one thing because I heard that ITV, and I hope this doesn't come into football, are introducing ads during the match in the Six Nations coverage. So I'm kind of concerned that they might be tempted to start bringing that into actual live football games where they'll have adverts while we're watching the game.
Adverts? What do you mean adverts? Like what? When there's a scrum, they have an advert before the scrum.
As in, it will minimize the screen and then you'll have Coors or Gillette or whatever on the border.
I mean, they do it in America with their halftime and it's sponsored by blah blah and VAR sponsored by blah blah blah. So I suppose it's only a matter of time. To be fair, Cole, how you been, man?
Yeah, I've been busy. You know, I'm always doing something.
Am I allowed to ask what you're doing?
So I am currently in the process of setting up shop so we can produce our Manchester United agenda merchandise.
Are you going to be modelling them as well? Is that going to be Rebel? Can Rebel model them?
Yeah, we're going to get Rebel modeling them in little Y fronts.
Oh, Jesus Christ. So
Can I just say, I'm going to need the extra large 5X shirt, please.
Did you say 5?
Yeah, 5X. That would do me.
5X?
Yeah. Is there anyone needing bigger than the 5X? Guys, make sure you order these shirts. They'll be on sale very soon. Yeah, no doubt about it. And hats. What do about hats and caps and jackets and?
What's a hat and a cap?
The Wanderers used to have these jackets.
Listen,
can we become like a crew like that?
I can with this machine that's arriving tomorrow. So I'm going to start over the next couple of days. I can do hats. I can do T-shirts. I can do hoodies. I can do cups. I can do Stanley cups. You name it, we will be able to provide it.
I might get a tattoo actually, a Man United agenda tattoo on my neck.
I can't do that, I'm afraid.
So can I just interrupt briefly because one of our dear viewers is in a bit of bother. They're asking how they can go back to the landscape mode. There's actually 2 links on YouTube. One is for mobiles and one is the regular feed. So you're probably in the mobile feed at the moment. So if you look on the Man United Agenda YouTube page, you'll be able to hop on over to the normal version. Hope that helps.
Brushy, let me have some manners. All these people knocking at the front door, and I'm not saying hello to anybody. Steph, how you doing? R.I.P. John Virgo, snooker legend, big United fan from Salford. I am Titanium. I see you in the house. I know you're not saying. I'm not sure what you're saying no to, but yes, I'll reply with a yes. How you doing, man? I hope you're doing well. Sub Vids, we see you in the house. Brushy, long time no see, my friend. I hope you're doing well. I hope Croydon's keeping you safe. Sub Vids, have I said hello? Yeah, we have said hello. Matty, we see you in the house, man. And who else is on here? Who is the final one? I think that was it for now. I think that was it. Right, guys. I have no idea. Oh, no. Oh, it comes up on the screen, Rebel. Oh, I didn't know it did that. Okay, guys, is my volume low? Before we go any further, is everybody's volume low? Is everybody's volume all right? Testing,
Testing
testing.
1 2 on the microphone. Leave me alone. I grab the microphone cord and wrap it round your zone, your dome.
Oh,
I
Lord
thought
of
it was-
mercy.
oh Jesus! I thought he was going to say your sword. Okay, fair enough. Right, guys. Carrickson, there is a lot of positivity around the club. I, for one, um, I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I'm a flip flop, but I'm feeling the vibe at the moment. I mean, everything going. Okay, well, look, I'm a flip flop. Um, I'm happy. The last three games I thought a joy that I didn't think that I was going to experience this season, especially from this football team. We're on the verge of going 4 wins. We got Spurs coming up, but the overall vibe of the club at the moment seems to be that we're doing well. The summer, obviously, the January transfer window came and went. We didn't get anybody, but that doesn't seem to have dampened the spirits. Obviously, if there's injuries, I know Mason Mount's injured. Maybe we'll discuss him later in the season. And obviously, the lit, considering it was a 3-week injury or a 2-week injury, is still out. But as long as we don't lose the central midfielder, fingers crossed, maybe we'll be all right to go to the end of the season. Obviously, I've had my positive thoughts. Yeah, but I know you're on my side of this with the positivity. How you feeling the last few games and moving forward till the end of the season? And please don't talk about Maguire.
Well, let me just say this. I mean, look, everybody, all the fan base are on the up. If you were on a low, that's been switched around to feeling a bit more positive about the way things are looking right now. Looking like we could get Champions League. Looking like we could get even better than that, than Champions League, the way we're performing. I think if you look at the whole league right now, many teams are inconsistent. It's only Arsenal being consistently good. That's why they're top. But City had dips. Liverpool just been poor this season. But if you talk about the current form, last 3 games, the results and the performance suggest that we are a team to be reckoned with, you know? And I think Tottenham will be a bit concerned about facing us right now. And they will be putting their heads down and going to the blackboard and trying to find a formula to stop this momentum, this train, this juggernaut, which is Michael Carrick at the helm of Manchester United Football Club. We're playing really good football. Final third stuff is really exciting. The link-up play, the Rabonas, the passing, the moving, the celebrations. That expresses a lot about how things are at the club right now. When you see players on the subs bench just like screaming with joy at goals and good football. So yeah, it's a good time to be a Man United fan. I think we're a good test for anyone in the league right now. And bring them on one at a time. We'll chop them down.
So I don't know if I should save Rebel till last. Come, obviously you did the watch along. I know you lost this shit a bit, which is good. It's good to have that. Good evening, Butler May. I see you in the house. I hope you're doing well. I'm glad you found us. Cole. Yeah. Sorry, your thoughts. Is it as positive as me and Yabba, or are we looking at dark clouds?
Look, the way I'm looking at it at the minute, I'm taking things game by game. It's the best thing I can do. I'm not going to go, this has solved everything. We are like the best. We're going to do this, but I can't. We have lived this story before. We're only 3 games into this story. Let's see what happens at the end of the season. Yes, things are looking great, but is that because of Carrick and Co, or is it a managerial bounce? Are we going to beat Spurs at the weekend? Yes, of course we are, because it's Tottenham. I could probably beat Tottenham on my own because they're that bad this year. But it's it's when we come up to playing West Ham, Burnley, these teams in a couple of weeks' time. Are we still going to be riding this cloud, or are things going to come crashing down? And this is why I'm not getting ahead of myself. I'm just going to take it game by game, and I'll make my mind up at the end of the season.
Sound like a professional footballer. Rebel, are you on the train, or are you getting off with Colberty Station next stop?
Was beating Man City fantastic? Absolutely. Was reigning in the parade of Arsenal great? You can absolutely believe it. Those salty tears tasted damn nice. Beating Fulham wasn't important? Absolutely. Is there concerns that we learned from that game? You betcha. When Casemiro came off and Ugarte came on, we were under pressure. And I don't think Ugarte can sustain the levels that Casemiro does during the time that he's on the pitch. Will we get away with it? As long as Casemiro doesn't get injured. Do I want us to have an absolute Dermotron meltdown after Saturday's game? 100%. Am I getting carried away? No. I've seen this Ollie story before, where we've gone on runs with a temporary manager. But if we go on a similar type run and we end up in Champions League football, am I going to take it? You bet your bottom ass I will. There's going to be no complaints if we get Champions League football about how we got there. Can we credit what's happening at this juncture, at this moment in time, to Michael Carrick? No. There's been a change in system. Certain players that, for some bizarre reason, were cast out into the cold have been brought back in and are showing us that they can offer us something. But it is too early to say that it's Michael Carrick's doing. It might be, but it's absolutely too early to say that it is. Will I enjoy it if we go on 4, 5, 6, 7 game win streak? Every Manchester United fan will. Do I think the ownership have basically taken the mortgage payment and put it on black on a roulette machine, hoping that red doesn't come up? Yes. But that's a different story. We know now that we got nothing done in the transfer window. And like Cullum, I'm going to take every single game, week in, week out, until the end of the season.
Can I just say, Rebels just asked himself 15 questions and replied to 15 questions. And I'd say there's no passes. And I've started, so I've finished. So even though you look like Magnus Magnuson, I like your style. Mr. B asked you a question, and you asked yourself 15 more questions and answered them in a short space of time. So congratulations, you are the mastermind champion.
All right, look, I'm gonna try and maybe get you guys up to maybe me and Yabba's level. Obviously, the league, Yabba said, hasn't been consistent. I've always said it's how you end it and not how you start. It's always how you finish and not how you start. What is an acceptable finish then, considering what the squad was? I mean, we've only lost 5 games. We've only lost 5 games so far this season. What would be an acceptable finish for Rebel, and this is for you and Rebel Cole? What's an acceptable finish where you would say, okay, they've actually done a good job, you know, they've done a good job. What is your minimum for a good job this season?
I'll let you start, Rebel.
Well, based on the way things were going before Ruben Amorim got sacked, I thought top 10 was probably going to be the most realistic expectation we could have gotten. With the way Villa, City, Liverpool, Chelsea, Newcastle are all kind of yo-yoing on wins, draws and losses, at this stage, 5th is the minimum acceptable standard. You have to be getting Champions League football. The coefficient is there for top 5 to get Champions League football. And given how all over the shop everybody else is, we need to capitalise on that and get Champions League football so that we can do our midfield in the summer. It's non-negotiable.
"14 games left." That's how many games we have left. 14 games. 3 points for a win. Oh, Mr. B's gone. 14 games left. 3 points for a win. That's 42 points up for grabs. So, what are we on? 41? I want us to hit 70-point mark and top 4. And I'll be happy. Simple as that. I can't see why we couldn't hit the 70-point mark, but I'm unsure whether or not we will.
70. So how much points? How much more
So
points
we're
do we
on
need
41.
for 70?
We're on
So
41
the league
points.
table last season, what? Who 70 points? What did that gain for in the league last year?
So
I
last
haven't got
year,
the data here, but so what was that give you in the last 2-3 seasons?
Third.
70 points.
third was 71
Oh
points.
right. Okay. Okay.
Third was 71.
Yeah. 84 won the league last year.
84 won the league.
Well,
last
let's
Yeah. We're not. No, I'm not saying we're going to win the league because we're too far behind. We should have, if we were going to do this title challenge nonsense that I see a lot of fans going on about, this renaissance needed to happen at the beginning of December, not January, February time. So 4th, 3rd, Champions League football, 70 points, and I'll be happy.
So, Colin, just mathing it briefly, you're talking about at least 7 more wins and a couple of draws.
Yeah. I mean, I've looked at our fixtures, and I think it's doable.
Wow. Confidence is in. I mean, that's logic. I mean, we can say, oh, we're going to win the league, whatever. But when you break it down to that, like you just did, Colin, looked at 14 games and looked at the fixtures, and obviously you told us that we get 3 points for a win. Is that right? Not 2 points like in the 80s?
No, yeah, 3 points for a win.
Yeah, so, when you put it like that, and then at the end of that, your conclusion is, we can get top 4. It's reasonable to expect that. It's expectations change, don't they? Based on momentum and where you're at. And obviously with this catalyst that we've had with the change of manager and the change in football and performances, the expectation has changed. So people like Andrew Williams, yes, I'm talking to you, Andrew Williams, when at the start of the season I said we can get top 4 under Amorim, and you said, ha, 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 and you kept reminding me, you said you're going to get top 4, you're going to get top 4. Can I ask Andrew Williams in the comments, please start typing what you think we're going to get this season. And I want to see if there's any contradiction with what you said earlier. Anyway,
what, guys? Well, I know you just asked Andrew. What are you guys? He's got it up here. 70 points, 70 goals. How much goals are we on at the moment?
We scored
44.
40 something.
44.
I mean, could we hit?
Number 36.
Could. Oh Jesus, that seems like a lot. What we got? 14 games.
Yeah, 14 games. We need 36 goals to hit 70 goals for the season.
No, we're not doing that. I don't think we get.
No, 26. Sorry, not 36. 26. Sorry.
70.
In 14 games. I mean, it's doable. We might end up scoring.
I still sound like a Dalek. I'll be back.
Yeah, bad maths. Yeah. It could be doable because we're playing Spurs at weekend, so that could be 5 or 6 or 7 or 8 or 9 or hopefully 10, so I can watch Dermo cry and enjoy it.
Yeah, you know what? Are you guys impressed, like with the football? Do you think we're the form team? Do you think we're the most exciting team? I've read something the other day that Carrick has tweaked it. We talked about this with Mr. B the other day about our front 3 or 4 players. And I'm really surprised with Rebel, because Rebel, like, you have to say, what a turnaround, because Rebel was saying all of last season and early this season that Casemiro could only do like 50 minutes. Now he's saying that we need Casemiro on the pitch for the whole 90 minutes because we can't bring Ugarte in. And that's obviously proven that Casemiro is a big influence for what we did, an assist and a goal the other day as well. What a revelation he's been since he's announced he's leaving the club. Rebel, over to you. Just quickly ask you a question. How important, because you were saying Casemiro can't do 50, 60 minutes. Have you sort of revised that now and said, actually, all along he could do the minutes, it's just that he wasn't playing to his peak under the previous manager?
Well, I think it definitely helps that we're down to a game a week, because obviously the not having to play midweek is allowing him that extra bit of time to kind of do whatever recovery he needs to do in training. So I think that is contributing towards him getting into that 70, 75 minute band. So that is very helpful. The fact that I'd say he knows that there's nobody to cover his position once he goes off. Like, Kobe's the other side of that midfield, so I'm not even including Kobe in this debate because he's on the pitch anyway. Definitely the game week is contributing heavily to my reforecast of how long Casemiro can last on the pitch, because you cannot underestimate that. And you can't underestimate how important he is to our stability in midfield, because we saw it against Fulham. We saw the problems that we had once he left the pitch, because, let's be fair, Kobe doesn't feel like he's got a solid partner next to him and probably tries to do too much when Ugarte's next to him, because I don't think he believes that Ugarte is the right fit. Am I saying Ugarte's a bad player? No. I just don't think he's got the right toolkit for the job that Casemiro does, and we don't have a like-for-like replacement on our bench to take care of him. And that is the long and the short of it. Am I delighted to be wrong about Casemiro? Absolutely, because we needed somebody to step up in the engine room. But I think you have to look at all the factors.
Yeah, good point.
I think the thing with Casemiro as well is, is the way Amorim utilised Casemiro and the way Carrick is utilising Casemiro are two completely different things. He's put Mainu next to Casemiro, and Mainu is the runner. He's the guy that'll do the running in the back of the fourth. You know what I mean? Casemiro can do that. He can progress the ball very well. But he's asking Casemiro to be the anchor. He's saying, you sit there, anything that comes, it's yours. Sweep it clean, stop the attack as much as you can. And that's where Casemiro excels. He excels at doing stuff like that. The amount of times we've seen it, in Europa League games where they've come on a counter-attack and he's stopped the attack on his own. And the fact that he's got somebody with legs next to him now who can put in those extra yards of effort that maybe Casemiro's body, because he's not young, it's like us lot, after 60 minutes, age catches up. You do get tired. We're not spring chickens anymore. We can't run around the pitch for 90 minutes. But he's got somebody that can now next to him. And the partner each other off very, very well.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but doesn't Casemiro have more league goals than Alexander Isak this year?
And Saka.
And Gyökeres.
You know what? A couple of years ago, when Kobe
Sorry?
came on the scene,
Gyökeres.
Who?
Oh, lovely. Did you say he's got more Premier League goals than Gyökeres?
I think he
Does
has.
he really?
I think so. Well, I'll find out. I'll let you know.
Yeah, just saying about Kobe mainly.
Yeah,
I mean,
fine. Sure.
we're talking about him being a partner, and he's come back in the side and everything. There was a question mark. We talked about this on the show before last year, that he hasn't got the physicality to sort of play in midfield, in the midfield too. I'm sure he's playing in midfield too now. Is our formation, because everyone was saying when the 3-5, the whatever 3-4-3 or whatever it was under Amorim, oh, this is terrible. We can't play a two-man midfield. And I'm thinking, oh, okay, I logged that. I heard that because it was all aimed at me. We can't do this. What are you talking about? This is why Kobe can only play in a three-man midfield. Aren't we playing 4-2-3-1 at the moment?
Yeah.
Isn't that a two-man midfield?
Yeah.
And people wrote of Kobe saying he couldn't do that, playing a two-man midfield under Amazon.
Yeah, but you got you got to see the
I'm
place. You got to see the
confused
spaces that they're covering. It may well be two technically, but it's three. It is really three.
Who's the third man?
Bruno.
Well, yeah, Bruno drops in, doesn't he?
fair
But I think the difference as well is the way Carrick is playing compared to Ten Hag. I could say Ten Hag and Amram. Amram and Ten Hag play with double pivots. They're not doing that with Carrick. We've got one holding and one that's the box to box. We're not playing a double pivot system, and I
So
think
they're
that
staggered.
suits. Yeah, that the staggered, and that I think that suits Kobe a lot more. Because he's got that bit more freedom.
I think that is a good point you made there, because that Mr. B made an observation the other day watching the game that, like, I'd like what I've just said. Oh, isn't it a two-man midfield? But he said no, it's a three-man midfield because there's rotations. Mr. B was talking about rotations to play. So when Bruno drops deep, Kobe can drift forward. Casemiro's getting into positions high up the pitch, and we're saying he's a sitting midfielder, but he's doing both roles because it's all about rotation as well. So it's a good thing to see. But like we said, intelligent players can do that without too much thought. I think with football, this is why when you're coaching grassroots and you've got some parents screaming, go left, stop, tackle, do that, do too many instructions. The coach will come along and say, no, leave them. Let them just do their thing and express themselves. And we talk about it at half time or whatever. Wenger used to keep quiet. He just allow people to play. Imagine that, Arsene Wenger turned up in one season, won the title with Arsenal with his new philosophy and his, allowing them to play and letting good players play football. And I think that's the same with what Carrick's doing right now. Formation the same as Ten Hag's, but he's just tweaked a little thing and said, guys, just want a few rotations. If you go there, you come there. Simple as that. Basics. And players can get down with that. But when it's too technical, with like triangles and stars and hexagons and all that kind of thing. But Mr. B said it's squares now, so that's basic. That's when the complication comes in. Because I think football's a working class sport. I don't think most footballers are that intelligent, to be honest, to pick up things and sit in there in a classroom and go through things. Oh, right, strategies and tactics. They just instantly know. You look at one of the most talented players in the country right now, who could become to Man United, by the way, is Cole Palmer. He's very talented. But you ask him about tactics or anything else, it's like, no. He says, I just improvise.
We ain't getting Cole Palmer. I'm sorry, we're not.
I do love it. I do love your positivity. I do love your positivity. All right, so we've gone through the positive start of it. If it drops off, I mean, obviously, I know already that you guys don't want Carrick as a manager. I'm more than happy to have Carrick as a manager if he continues doing what he's doing. Would you rather we lost and and saw what the team was made of to see their mettle, to know that he can come back? Because if it's all rosy now till the end of the season, he hasn't had that blip, and they haven't had the blip under him as a manager. Do you think is that something that you guys want to see? Not in a sadistic sort of way, but a game where, we take a loss from maybe somewhere that we didn't expect to because our confidence levels are so high. I mean, Colm, you're talking about the Spurs game. I'm glad Spurs did what they did with Man City. I'm glad that Solanke's back. I think it raises the level of the players. You're very complacent in regards to, it's only Spurs, we're going to beat them. Obviously, I wouldn't expect the players to have that attitude, but can you really not see United losing to Spurs?
Well, I mean, of course, I can see us losing Spurs. I've freaking watched it 3 times last season. So, yeah, I can see us losing Spurs. But I don't think we have a leg to stand on. If I'm honest, we're in very good form at the moment. Spurs are very up and down, hit and miss. And not only that, they're missing James Maddison, Bentancur, Kudus, Davis, Bergval, Richarlison, Porro. Solanke's back now. Romero, I think, is out ill. Van der Ven's possibly not playing. Kulusevski's not playing. Danso's not playing. They're missing 7 of their key players.
Wow.
7.
Okay, and with that 7, Matt has just dropped a fiver in the house in the super chat. Matt, big up, bruv. As always, man, really, 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 really appreciated, man. Really, really, really appreciated. So, Colm, you're saying because they've got 7 players out, this is a game that we should be winning, not because we're at home.
Well, no, I mean, yeah, we're at home. That's also an advantage, but we should be winning. Like I said, some of the names there are game changers for Spurs. James Maddison is a game changer for Spurs. Kulusevski is a game changer for Spurs. Van der Ven, that guy takes, 15 Powerade shots before a game because, he's running at 500 miles an hour on a pitch and nobody can get past him. He's gone. Romero, their captain, might not be playing. These are all key players for them. And I'm a goalkeeper and I did a lot of watching of Vicario when he first went there. So before he went there, I did a lot of looking at him. I'm like, solid keeper. He's actually a very good goalkeeper. But my God, is he dropping howlers at the minute? He's so low on confidence. I honestly do think that, Agate would be able to score a 30-yard screamer past him.
You have to hit the target first.
Well, yeah, but
Rebel, chin up, man.
Sorry, I got sidetracked with something. What's going on?
No. It's not a problem. I was just asking. Colm, obviously, he's really confident about the game. What's it going to take you to lose your? See, we've gone through the positive. To lose to become more negative. Is it a Tottenham loss? I asked, do we need to witness a loss to see how the club can bounce back from it? Are you happy to keep rolling on this wave?
Well, obviously you can't lose your head and take one loss in isolation and say, oh, it's all gone to diddly-doo-dah. But I think if we started seeing notable struggles on a consistent week-in, week-out basis, then you have to kind of say, ooh, did our policy in January bite us in the keister? Was it a key injury that is after turning our fortunes and we didn't have someone to plug and play in there? Like, did maybe loaning out Collier cause us an issue? Like, there's all variety of little things, but it has to be over a period of time. It can't be just on one game because nobody's going to win every football game. Nobody's going to go through every football game keeping clean sheets week in, week out. We're going to concede goals. We're going to score goals. We're going to win games. We're going to draw games. We're going to lose games. But I'm not going to be worried because of one game. Will I be disappointed if we don't perform losing? Absolutely. But obviously, I will ask myself whether or not this is an isolated incident. Same as I'm asking myself, was beating City isolated? But then we followed it up with the Arsenal win. So it would be over a period of time. I'd start saying, okay, we got a problem here.
Right, and I'm gonna ask you this question. Yeah, but I'm not sure how negative you can get. But obviously, you and me feel that we're on the up. What would happen for you to change your opinion on what's going on at the moment?
Well, when we were struggling, and we say struggling, we lost 5 games under Amber in the season. I always looked at how we're losing the game. And forget about systems and formation, everything. I was seeing individual mistakes. And we remember we had Heaven in there in the back 4. And then I was always complaining about the inexperience in that back 3, that we were playing. Inexperience that we have there with those 3 centre backs that we were playing. And mistakes were happening, whether it's at set pieces, whether it's taking your eye off the ball, losing your man, not positioning yourself correctly. I've seen it. And even though people were sort of heralding the potential of Heaven and Joro, I still think they've got mistakes in them. So when Carrick's come in and looked at it, he's probably seen how we conceding goals. Steve Holland's probably said, we conceded goals. Let's look at them, why we conceding goals. And I think it's quite clear that they're individual mistakes. So now we've gone back to a more solid base system that people grew up from with grassroots, back four. And then you've got two experienced guys in there with Maguire and Martinez, who I must say played, gave 110%. And that's what you expect from him. That's what he's been given. Still think he's a bit vulnerable in certain situations, but they're both good ball players on the ball. So I think those guys, as long as they start cutting out mistakes, I think we'll be all right. I don't mind losing. We lost to Everton. We didn't expect to lose that game. All right. We lost 1-0. It happens. It happens to the best teams. So even though we're on a high, the real test will be if we do have a bit of a stinker in one game, which can happen in the Premier League because all teams are good, how we respond to that. And I'm quite positive about it because I've seen few signs that make me encourage me. The substitutions. Carrick's come on and made some key substitutions that have changed games. Look at the last 3 games. Cunha coming on, Dorgu. We've got Seshko coming on, scoring the win the other day. The players that he's come on, the substitutions, have been refreshing, attacking, and positive. Not defensive sort of minded. And I think that when you look, that's one factor. All right, about the morale. The morale, when you see the bench, how they're reacting, it's a small squad. When you see how they're reacting to their players, their buddies scoring, and the team scoring, no one's sulking out there, and that shows a good positive attitude as well. So those are 2 factors that suggest to me that if you do make a mistake and we do have a blip, I think we've got enough in about us and enough experience in the team and enough morale to overcome that and say, hold on a minute, let's get back to what we were doing before and let's kick on for the next game. So I'm encouraged by that, and I just think it's going to be a good end for the remaining games of the season based on the morale that we will be able to pick ourselves back up if we do suffer a defeat.
So you did all of that waffling, Mr. Politician, and at no stage did you answer the question that I asked you. I said to you, at what stage are you going to lose? Are you going to lose and you went on, you're not, are you?
No, I did answer it. I said individual mistakes. That's what got us before. If we start losing and we start having bad form, I think it would be down to individual mistakes. I'm not worried about the morale. I think they're back the manager. When you start losing, it's because the whole squad is not behind the manager. That's the big white flag or red flag. Well, you waved white flags. The fans have waved white flags, but the red flag would be when the players are losing and not caring. I think they care about the team again under Carrick, and they're very enthusiastic right now. The mistakes will be if we start making mistakes at the back or not the players in the midfield not picking up runners and that kind of thing, and then that will lead to our downfall. I don't see that happening, Mr. B, at the moment because of the motivation that we have, the confidence that we have. People, did you see Kobe Mainu? Did you see Martinez? Did you see what they were doing on the pitch, going the extra mile, tackling, slide tackles, which are out of the game? You never see people doing that anymore. So that's an encouraging sign for me. Not just winning and performance and nice Rabonos. It's that side of the game, getting dirty, getting tough, doing that extra mile, doing the good running, tracking back. That's what I'm seeing, which suggests to me that we can overcome any defeat that comes our way because we've got the fundamentals like that in our game, which will help us win games. We don't win games by luck. You win games by putting in effort, like we saw in the previous game against Fulham, who are a good side.
Yeah, I mean, I understand where Yabba's coming from. I mean, I'm. If people back in the day know, I used to come on and give stats. I was a stat when I first arrived. And I've got a few stats for you because I've just pulled them up on FootBob. Goals per match, we are third with 1.8. Average, 1.8. Clean sheets, we're not very high. We're 17th. Expected goals, so far, 43.1. X goal difference, 12.6. So that's third in the rankings on both of them. Shots per match on target, we are first with 5.6 shots per match on target.
Are we?
Yeah.
Are we?
Yeah. Big chances, 71. That puts us fourth. Big chances missed, we're third with 47.
Yeah.
Accurate passes, 372.5 per match. Accurate long balls, we're second with 23.2.
Those are all from the men's.
Yeah, probably. Touches in the box, we're fourth with 665. Accurate crosses per match, we're third with 4.8. This is all improved.
Yeah, good
I
stuff.
mean, look. So we should be where we are, third or fourth. You know, a lot of those stats were third and fourth stats. I mean, maybe we are in a half decent place then. We're not excelling or we're not exceeding where we're supposed to be. Maybe now you put all of those out. I mean, we're getting gassed that we're fourth, but look at it. Maybe we should be third. You know, these stats all picked up. I mean, even if a lot of those stats improved during the last 3 games, a lot of those were still down to the last regime. So I never ever thought we've had shit players, but obviously they just need coaching in maybe a different way. I mean, look, I don't know what the future holds. I know what I want it to hold, and I want it to end with music on a Wednesday, man, a Tuesday on a Wednesday. You know, Colm sitting down there with his pint of whatever. But I think the first watch along we should have a drunk one. We all sit down with him with a pint of rum.
Well,
You know.
Colum's a Yorkshireman, so it'll be a pint of bitter.
Do you drink bitter?
Mate, I drink everything. I'm a Yorkshireman and I'm Irish.
On the topic of drinking, Rebel, your thoughts?
That would be an ecumenical matter that I won't divulge live in the stream. But I want to make one point about stats, and I want the views of the chat on this. XG is the most bogusly stupid stat ever, because I've seen teams on 0.2 XG and they're bloody 3-1 up.
Yeah,
I don't understand it.
It's worked out by the shots and the likelihood of them going in. So they might score 3 tap-ins, which is great, and their XG for those 3 tap-ins will be high. But then they might be taking 35-yard shots and shooting it like high, wide, and hitting grandma in stands, So that lowers the XG. They might have 3 really good chances, but 7 really horrible ones.
Question. With so much data in football, how do they do it? Is it done by computer, or do they have people out there assigned to say how many touches does this person have? How much? How do they? I know they can measure things by having
you're tracking, isn't it?
On someone.
Yeah.
But how is it done? In general, do they have people taking notes on running?
No.
And passes. And
it must be computer.
Passes? How do they do that for every game, for every level of football?
So
it's amazing to me.
Each one, because I actually have some of this for the Sunday League team. We get tracked with everything, and we have it all detailed out. So we wear little vests, we're trackering, and that obviously tracks how much we're moving, breath, heartbeat, everything like that. But you also can get them that are implanted in your boots. So that'll pick up the amount of times you've passed a ball, how hard you've hit it, how fast your acceleration is from 0 to whatever. It's ridiculous, honestly. The science and math that goes into it is crazy.
Okay.
Do you have this for your Sunday League team, Cole?
Yeah.
Who pays for it?
It's a subscription service. The club pays for it.
Okay.
And they'll get detailed
big
stats.
Towers that record the games. What do they call them?
Vio,
yeah. They're a revelation for Sunday footballers. So you get found out, don't you? If everyone saying, I didn't do that,
Let me pull this clip up.
do A, B, and C.
Do you see that?
Yeah,
Do you see that
yeah.
nutmeg and that rainbow flick overhead volley that I did?
Yeah.
Where?
Yeah, exactly. It's good stuff. Technology is just so advanced these days. That's what I'm saying. All this data, all these stats. But I think what it is as well, a lot of these data and stats are used for gambling. You see, because the gambling, like, it used to be win, lose, or draw. You do your pools, every weekend, give me a draw, whatever. But now they've got so much. Are we going to have a corner after 5 minutes? Is it going to be a first yellow card after so many minutes? All this data, it's like, it's consuming the game. And whether it's tactics with so many tactics for players, and also it's based on all this data as well. And I understand it works. You can sort of assess the game, or you can buy a player, you can scout a player, can't you, based on their data. Oh, he's like Kante.
Well, that's what they do. Brighton.
Yeah.
It works, doesn't it? It seems to work for them, but I don't know. It's just a fine balance for me between that side of the data and actually having experienced people like Brian Clough's man, Peter Taylor. He was able to spot a player. He was one of the best scouts ever. He could spot a player out without all those sort of data, stats, and everything else. So it's a fine balance for me.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, what Hydra is saying, why would Sunday League team need that? You're right. That we don't, we don't. But our manager is very strict with certain things. So, for instance, you'll have a goal that you have to run so much, and if your data shows you haven't run that, guess what? You're running that before you go home.
Really? What, on a Sunday?
Yeah.
I tell you what, I do Saturday football. You see, I turn that with that.
We do. I'm lucky, though. I'm a goalkeeper, so I'm all right.
They would cuss. There's no chance. There is absolutely no chance. Fair play to them. Fair play, but that's hard, boy.
I get away with everything. I'm a goalkeeper. My job is to stop the ball going in. I ain't got to do that running malarkey.
Sometimes the warm-ups are harder than the actual game. After some of our warm-ups, some of the guys are breathing so hard. It's unbelievable. I say, you're right.
But it's good. Yeah, but you need to get it. You need to get it in their lungs. They need to get. Yeah, they need to get it out, man. You need to get it out. Get all of the beer out. Get the last bit of the last line of Charles that they had the night before. Get it out of their system. You know what I mean? Yeah, I don't know. What else have we got? What else do we have to talk about, guys?
What was the I'm really surprised by the transfer window closing. I can't think of one major transfer in the Premier League. What was the biggest transfer in the Premier League during this window?
It was probably Gay, wasn't it?
Oh, Gay. Oh, yeah, of course. Gay went to City.
Yeah.
And
Semenyo.
Oh, right. Okay. But apart from that, there's not many major big signings, was there?
No, I mean, Spurs got Conor Gallagher, didn't they?
I'm glad. No, they paid 35 mil on him.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
They actually dropped cash on him.
Yeah, I mean, even that one, I know we were linked with him. I'm glad. I look at him play and I just think, man, I'm glad that we weren't, I'm glad that we didn't go anywhere near that. I mean, look, he might prove wrong. He might prove me wrong, but I just don't see him as a great player. Yeah. I want great players at our club. The last transfer window we had, as much as we cussed, we thought Rubins and Arsehole. The last 5 players we bought have been bangers. Well, so far, next season it could all blow up in our face. But
can we make something clear, Mr. B? When because people say these are Ten Hag signings, are we now saying that these are Ruben Amorim signings, or is he getting
the club signings? That's what
they were club. They were club signings.
Yeah.
Because the difference between Ten Hag's regime and Amorim's regime is Ten Hag had veto, Amorim had none.
Right.
He was told what he was getting.
Yeah. All right. So bring on Spurs.
Yeah, roll on, boy. We've got a preview tomorrow, haven't we?
Well, it's usually on a Thursday. Is the game on Saturday this week?
It is.
Saturday morning, 10:30.
You're
Half
joking.
10, half 10, half 12
Half
kickoff.
10?
Sorry.
Don't say that.
Half 12, man.
We're at home.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
I can't wait for the preview, man. I've got my scoreline in already. I think we're going to win this. Anyway, we talk about that tomorrow. But yeah,
Manchester
wow.
United,
The
12.
momentum is high. We're ready for this.
Spurs.
See Dems on Friday as well.
Good.
I'll enjoy watching it. Although, to be fair, he's a non-believer now, isn't it? So you don't get that joy. I want a Spurs fan who thinks they're going to win, innit?
Yeah.
Dems is going to come on with his tail between his legs. Dumpy's done.
He's done with him.
Dumpy's done. They broke him.
Oh.
They broke him. His last words to me about it, he's taken a break away from Tottenham.
yeah, he said he is. A bit of news that did come through earlier today that we can quickly touch on. Andre Onana will not be returning to Manchester United. They are willing him to stay away from the club as long as possible. And we're going to bring in another keeper in the summer, apparently.
Good news. I saw someone in the chat talking about Raheem Sterling. There's no truth in that, is he? He's a free agent.
No.
Okay, good.
He's a free agent, but no. But it wouldn't surprise me because
Raheem Sterling to where?
United. It's not happening. It's not happening. But I'm sure he wants it to.
Not even on FIFA.
Collection. Yeah, not even on FIFA. But he's got the collection then, hasn't he? City, Arsenal.
To be fair, probably somebody could pick him up for 4 or 5 months for cover. Not us, by the way. And then he can go off to the MLS or wherever he wants to go after that.
Yeah.
He can go wherever.
Not having it.
Not a headache. Not a headache, guys. Not a headache. Right, I can feel I've started eating this popcorn now. I think it's time for me to go before I get this stuck in my throat like I did the other day. Guys, if there's nothing else to talk about,
I got one small item.
Coming in.
I'm going to let it marinate because we don't need to go deep diving into it today. But there was an article done by The Athletic today, and apparently Manchester United have only got 50 million of their summer transfer budget left. Where have we heard this before? I'm just going to let that marinate. And
Rebel. You couldn't resist, could you? You just couldn't resist, could you? You couldn't resist. You couldn't just leave it. Yeah, it's all right. You keep leaving that mask on. You're going to be so upset. You're going to be so upset. Champions League music being played. What are you going to do? Watch it with your hood on.
There's a big difference between good results in the field, positive football, and wanting a certain family to burn in hell.
Well.
And with that, guys, thanks for watching. We will be back tomorrow.
Good night.